Hello and welcome to the Zak103tv 400 in the Cars Land Cup Series. This is the, I want to say, fourth one we've ran in this series. We ran the Zak103tv 400, a couple other leagues, but here we're running it in the Cars Land Cup Series for, I believe, the fourth time. I could be wrong, might have been just the third. Regardless, starting on pole, we got two Dodges to get us on the go here. Starting on pole is Third and Alexa Gaming. Now, I did say this in the Discord, but I'm just going to say it now for the general public audience that may just be viewing the series regardless. Due to obvious inconsistencies in uploads and the fact that I've just not been able to consistently keep up with this as much, I just don't really have as much interest to keep it up with it as much as I did before. I made the decision to cut the season in half from 40 races to 20 races for both series. So this is race 13, so race 20 at Gateway will be the season finale. As it stands right now, the points will not change, so it'll just tally up, and whoever's leading the points after Gateway is your 2024 champion. And right now, Sean Ard has a 40.6 lead on Bradley Ream, who I'd like to mention real quick, did win the race earlier this season at this track. Granted, this season, that race is going to get 2 dates. Next season, I don't think that's going to be the case. However, we will probably keep the Zak103tv 400, and we'll probably do 20 race season for Cup and a 16 race for SMOS next season. Like I said, now SMOS is going to also have 20 races. Their season finale going to be at Circuit of the Americas, so just keep that in mind. And just due to inconsistencies, it's not really a huge negative impact. It might, damage some late season runs or whatever, but for the most part, it's just chopping the season in half and letting that piece of the pie slide in where it needs to. And for points wise, that means these guys now have 7 races left in the season, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm gonna be real, it's probably gonna be a bit drawn out. So give or take, the season will probably end in September or October opposed to November when we usually end it. So again, just due to inconsistencies, I just don't have I don't have as much interest in this as I did before. So I don't want to kill it off by no means. I want to at least make it 10 years of the CCS, which started in 2017. So we're getting sort of close. So I'm gonna keep going for a few more years, hopefully, before we, call it a series, but or potentially pass the torch to someone else. Potentially, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's interesting. But the race we did earlier this season at Watkins Glen was not great. I did the test for this. It should be a better race. This is a longer race too. I don't recall how long the Zak103tv 400 was last season, but I do know the race we did earlier in the season, I think, was 21 laps, so I increased it to 50. They should have pit stops. I didn't exactly test for that, but I didn't change the pit stop frequency either, so they should have to pit at least once with that in mind. Now, I remember doing some races here on online at this very track and having to pit at least once, and it was 26 lappers, so they might have to pit 3 times or 4 times potentially. But yeah, Bradley Ream won the earlier race this season, so Dodge trying to pick up pieces. Bradley Ream also second in the standings, only 46 back. Jeff Jordan also not too far back, and it's just me for this one. No one came to the booth, so let's get the command for the start of the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
50 laps, hopefully no wrecks. I'll try to keep up with that best I can. Now for the smallest race, I was kind of trying to keep it consistent on officiating on what would be declared a wreck or be declared a caution or not. I'm not exactly going to say I'm going to go with the same ruling on that, but I'm not 100% sure if that was the best of decisions, not to throw some cautions out there. But we'll see how it goes. And hopefully I don't mess up too much up. I do mess up sometimes, so hopefully not too much. Green flag in the air here for the Zak103tv 400 at Watkins Glen. Funny enough, I don't know why I chose this track to call the Zak103tv 400. I think I liked it a lot when I was racing it in the NASCAR Heat Games. And I'll be real, I don't really care for... I mean, I enjoy driving it in an R2003. It's a decently fun track to drive on. I just don't think I've unlocked... I wouldn't even say unlocked, I just don't know if I've really... I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing something to the track as a whole. Now, we did have issues in the Smoss race where cars were floating off the track in the bus stop. I do believe that issue, for the most part, has been resolved. So, now I mainly just lowered the difficulty and twisted the weather a little bit. And it looks like Bobby Isaac running in second now. Started second nonetheless, but he has had very good starting positions all season. Well, he's had some decently good qualifying runs. Now his finishing has been very abysmal. In fact, so abysmal he is last in standings, 229 points back from the leader. I'm gonna be real. With the season cut in half, his championship hopes are pretty much dashed, non-existent. So. No hoping whatsoever for that. I assume the skid marks are from practice, not from a wreck that might have happened on the track. But, yeah, there's Cody Ford's running 21st, and then the 18 of Gunther, currently running in last place right now. I did forget to change some cars, I do realize, so, oh well. It's not going to matter too much, just as long as the cars are on the track. Back to the leader, and the question is, Dodge definitely has the dominant force right now at this track. We've seen it in the, I say spring race. It's technically summer, so technically I can say spring race. The races were decently close together, but it's whatever. So Dodge is definitely the strong force right now with two of the Dodge Motorsports cars up in the top 5, and they've had a very down season so far this year. So any speed they're having now is very important, as both those cars are pretty far back in standings, below 25th. And then Jessica as well is probably the strongest running in standings of the top 5, opposed from Notaweeb, who's the lone Chevy in the top 5. But Jessica, oh, that's wrong. Jessica also up here, so both the K&K cars have a good run. They've both had very good speed this season, just nothing to show for it. And same can be said for their Smoss season as well. I'm be real, I don't think I've seen this bad of luck in a long time. But who knows, just like day turns into night, luck can churn around, so we'll have to see what happens. So far, so green. Looks like the 82 might be dropping back a little bit. Still in 5th. Got Crazy BGD hot on their toes. Crazy BGD 10th in standings right now. Currently 94 back from the leader. He could potentially put on a late season, or I'd say late season. He could potentially put a run going to try and put something up for Sean Ard, points leader. Question now is, where is Sean Ard? So we know the points lead's not going to change today, no matter what the circumstances. But Sean Ard, I think his weak point, I want to say his weak point is road courses, but I mean, Watkins Glen has not really been his track, so I could understand him not running well today. You know, Portland, we've seen, you know, a little bit back. He had good runs going there. Didn't have good. He didn't start well, but he had a decent strategy towards the end, get a decent finish. He got his first win there last year. Currently 3 wins at this point in the season, and likely your champion, and definitely the championship favorite at the moment. But don't count out guys like Bradley Ream. I say Bradley Ream. He won this race in the spring. He won the Watkins Glen race in the spring, and he has just been very consistent. Hasn't really shown any like specific reasons to be specific. He's just been very consistent lately. So, uh, kudos to him, I guess. Currently running a few positions ahead. So if this race were to finish the way it is, he would gain some points towards Shawnard for next race. I'd usually say next week, but I don't do weekly races anymore. And then Geoff Jordan, who's third in points, he is having an abysmal race. He's had a lot of inconsistency. He's had speed. When he's fast, he's really fast. When he's slow, you can tell, not looking too good right now. Granted, 50 laps, strategy's a thing, I bet. Track position's going to be a thing. This field will probably fan out eventually here or something. Now, I don't think he's the fastest car. Granted, he landed his fastest lap last time by, and once again ran his fastest lap. So he's probably quicker than some of these guys, but not all bad. I do want to see fast lap times, however. He's not really in the top 10, so not exactly the cream of the crop per se in that circumstance. Another rookie of the year contender who I think probably got, I would say, locked up, but is looking very hot right now to keep that position. Oh, 3 wide potentially there. Is Lyle Toledo in the 53, currently 4th in standings. 24th right now. I'm going to try to see if they can get around Patrick Miller, who's actually had a decent season rebound as well for Patrick. 23rd ain't bad. Granted, he needs to pick it up a little bit. Somehow won at Coca-Cola, and that was out of the blue, I'm going to be real, for Patrick. But other than that, not too bad of a season for Lyle Toledo. She was going to try to get around Patrick, and was fortunately going to get passed by Reggie. So he's going to drop down to 25th, try to block that 29 car. Part-time driver Skylar Taylor. And then just trying to top 5 in standings, Jacob Shingle, another driver who's just been consistent and has been able to keep it going. I think even today, running 18th right now, still got a lot of consistency going. Running right behind Roach, their team owner. Just not a bad season at all. They've just had a lot of consistency. Remember, in 2022, the rookie season, they had a lot of consistency. Didn't quite have any wins to show for it. Same said last year. A lot of consistency. They did have a couple wins to show for it, I think. Or at least one, I know for sure. And this season, just picking up where they left off with the consistency. Wasn't looking so strong in the first couple races, but now they've really picked it up. They're 5th in standings at this point. Running 18th, by the way, and I think most of the field is consistently continuing to run their fastest lap of the race. And it looks like the 48 has gotten around the 71. Now, the question is now, with this track being the way it is passing a thing? Now, obviously, the 71, Bobby Isaac, he was running 2nd while I was going through all those other drivers these first 8 laps. He's now down to 5th. And we still got a lot of Dodges up here. We got Someday right behind that having a really decent day today. And then I think Garth Salamander somehow poked inside the top 6 here, getting around Crazy BGD. And I think BGD kind of fell back a little bit. He had a lot of short run pace, but I think his long run so far is not looking too hot in that 05 car with Dermot 81 and another driver who's shown a lot of consistency and has had decent results as well. We usually see him have some decent consistency at the beginning of the season. This season has been shortened, so they might get a bit of a stamp of approval extended there. But they've honestly extended their performance a bit more this season. No wins to show for the Cup Series. This is their, I think, 3rd year in the Cup Series. They got 2 wins in SMOS in their championship year there. And just trying to keep themselves in contention. I think if they just keep it together, they might have a shot to stay in it. And they're about right where BGD is in points. So We already talked about BGD. You know, 7 races, a lot can happen. 94 points worth, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, I see German Chick 81 going to try to make a pass here in the bus stop. Doesn't quite get it going. Ooh, they're going to run one. Might get passed by Yoiko here. And will. Brad Stover having a decent day as well, running, I think 11th right now. That 89 car. The German Chick has also had a lot of consistency. Just as DNFs, I think they got 5 DNFs this season. Definitely, or not 5, but 4 DNFs this season, definitely dampening their potential 17th in standings right now. Back to the 48. He has gotten passed by the 88, and it looks like this 20 car has just kind of been able to hold a steady distance ahead. Led the most laps so far. Did not get a win last season. However, I keep forgetting who won the championship last year. I can't remember for the life of me. But I do know it was either the 82 or the 20. And I think it was, and I can't remember for the life of me. I think I have it actually where I can see. Yeah, no, I don't exactly have that information. But, yeah, again, Dodge is definitely shown to be the king of the day right now. As we're 10 laps in out of 50, long race ahead. So far, no cautions, and so far, I don't believe any reason for any. There's fastest laps. As the entire field within 16 seconds of each other. That's actually not good. I was hoping for some better racing, but we may just have to wait for pit stops, and hopefully it won't be too long. There's some gaps here and there, which, you know, ain't too bad, but I would not like the field to be this close, to be fair. So, I guess that's just something we'll have to roll with for now. Alright. So, but yeah, he's still leading. Not as fast anymore. You see some more cars spread out back there. Gross elevator still running decently well. It's not all bad. Yeah, this is our defending champion. I don't think he got a single win last season. That's the funny thing. That's just weird. Didn't get a single win. Almost got one, but it was a restart violation, and he was disqualified. So hopefully he gets some redemption. Wins a race this season. That's crazy. I think he got a championship last season, didn't win a single race. Well, good thing we got rid of that point system. We have this new point system in place. And you have Sean Ard leading in points with 3 wins. So I think a pretty good point system change for this series. So I think that's a good move. I don't know why he was. I don't. Nothing against the guy. He's just a very forgettable champion. Didn't really have a strong season last year. And this season has had a very much less of a good season. Championship hangover, if you would. But that's a rough egg to crack. Crazy BGD still trying to hold on right now. You can tell he is holding up this 51 car. His 51 car would definitely like to get by. It just really depends on what lane you choose to get around the car you're trying to pass. We'll see who coming into turn 1. Anything is going to happen. It looks like that 51 is going to clear coming into turn 1. The 05 going to try to dive in a little deeper. As the 51 is going to be able to clear now for 8th place in that 51 car. See if they can catch up to the 26. Brett Crown Jr. has had a very bad season. He's currently running 12th. Just trying to get something going. That's I think he can do right now. And behind him, Zine, 2017 champion. Oh, Brad Stover off the track a little bit there. But yeah, as I was saying, the 2017 champion, Zine, Unfortunately, did get around the 89 there, so thinking they might have, but the 89 was able to keep that position. But they got 2 top 10s as of recent, so I get some consistency going. They're no longer last in standings, so that's a W and a half. It's a very rough transition with the new team they started. Looks like Dripsy Shab going to try to make a move. Former teammate, I think. Nope, that's it was SB1 they were on, not Shab Racing. Kazo also trying to get the move, and it looks like Dripsy going to be able to clear Zion here into to the S's, and Kazo trying to do the same. Not look like it's going to be successful. Kazo's had an alright season as well. One North Wilkesboro, we talked about that when he did that. Currently just 6th in standings too, not too far back from the leader. And Dripsy also, high up there in standings. All these guys just outside the top 10, running very consistently. As a Zion's going to get loose, or not loose, but a little wide in the S's, or not the S's, but the bus stop, and that's going to allow Kazo to get around him. So he loses a couple spots here. Back to the 20, let's see if he's still leading. Wow, this sucks. So you get passing in the mid-pack, but not for the lead. Alright, I see how it is. So hopefully we get stops eventually. Grand lap 14, this is going to be a long race. 50 laps, that's going to be a lot of time to put into this. Dodge top 3 right now. They have shuffled the 48 to 4th place. And we can tell the two dominant teams today are K&K and Dodge Racing. And they've both not really had good seasons, but they're very, very dominant today. And I think Dodge as a whole also. Oh, as the 82 goes wide. Oh, that's the 81, not the 82. That's going to allow the 48, or the 71 to potentially try to get around the 48. I was going to say Dodge as a whole might be doing okay as well as the 63 starting to catch up. Our sailmen are getting a little close there with Bobby as the 48 able to clear off of the exit of the corner. But yeah, the Someday and all he's still catching up. And he's going to be here pretty soon as well. And these guys starting to get more heat in the tires. We're starting to see more slip-ups in that bus stop, which does raise the concern, do we see more cars plow into that tire barrier? Now, I don't think it's going to be as bad as Smoss, but these guys are going to start being careful in that area as eventually these tires are going to get more worn. It's going to be a bit more slick over there. It's going to get easier to slide off the track over in that area, so it's got to get ready for that and make sure not to make an abysmal race-ending mistake or potentially throw a yellow for someone else. Yoiko P8 still pulling a little bit from the 05. A couple of the Don Patrol Motorsports teammates going at it. Trying to fight for that top 10 spot. Looks like German Chick's gonna pull away a little bit there. Got Brad Stover. Oh, never mind. German Chick goes wide. That may allow the 21 to gain a little bit on the side. Nope. 81's gonna keep ahead. It's Dripsy also had a little bit of a slip up there behind that. They're gonna keep their position. Gap between the field has gotten bigger. It looks like Vince Freeze had an accident. Did not catch. I didn't see anything in the chat. He must have wrecked out lap 12. Come on, show me what happened. Oh, his teammate turned him. Wow. Would that have worn into yellow? Probably. Yeah, just a hard hit in the tire barrier. Sent into the tire barrier by his team owner. And a very bad season just going even worse for Vince Freeze. As that took him out of the race. Back live, the 42. It looks like the 50 of Bird has fallen back here. Oh, looks like Dark X Rain in the grass there. But yeah, Bird did not have a good run last race, and not having a good run this one either. Uh, trying to hold on points wise, but he's 21st in points right now after getting that win at, I think it was Rockingham a little bit back. We're talking about Dark X Rain. This is pretty much battle for last. You got Frank Chilton, Gunther, and Gift Jordan also back here. You can tell the two strong and the two weak Dawn Patrol cars of this race right now, where they're running. Looks like the 2 of Daniel Pauls Jr. has ran the fastest lap of the race so far. We'll check on him in a minute. But it looks like this little pack has quickly fizzled out. Daniel Pauls Jr. is actually not very high up in the standings right now, so when we go to green flag pit stops, if we get green flag pit stops, he could be an interesting car to look at. Granted, he's not really keeping up now either, but we'll see. A lot can happen. A lot might happen. Yeah, so far only one retiree and one accident that happened lap 12. It's lap 19 now, and even if it was warning of yellow, I wouldn't have thrown it by now. It would have been a tough call, I don't know. I mean, I think with how light this race is going, and just to prevent it from being, since it's obviously not going to be a caution fest, I probably would have thrown it. But, I don't know, we'll see. If it happens again, I probably would if I knew it. If I know it within it happening. Man, this is honestly kind of boring, I'm not going to lie. Oh well. At least the race is going. Oh, not a weeb goes wide, so does the 82. 82's in the grass. They keep it going. Now, I mean, eventually they're going to have to pit, right? I didn't put it on X or anything. I probably should have. But with this going into mine, they'll probably only have to pit once, maybe twice at most, because we're not quite halfway yet. And if we get past halfway and they don't pit, then they'll probably only have to pit once. And if they don't pit at all, then, well, they don't pit at all. And we'd probably get met with a pretty mid-race. But, you know, we take the L's and we run with them. Sometimes find some better, sometimes we don't. Some Dan was trying to go for the move for 5th. Was not successful. There's a high line coming into 1 right now is the hot spot to go. .48 goes wide, so does the 88. Yeah, we're starting to see more of these cars mess up in the corners. 71 is going to try to take advantage of it. Unsuccessful. 63 is going to try to take advantage of it. Well, I wasn't quite there. I thought he was, but womp, I guess. That 20 car looking to pull away a little bit here. At least give him some rhyme and reason to be good. Not just tracking position, but also being fast. Battle for 5th, potentially heating up a little bit between the 63 and the 71. See what happens here in the bus stop. We've seen some cars slide. Do we see any more? We do. 48 does it again. 82 does it. And this time the 71 is able to get around the 48, meaning the entire top 4 is now Dodge. Almost top 5 is someday and try to get around that 48 car. Was unsuccessful. And again, it looks like this leader's pulling away a little bit more. It's Jessica running in second. And Bobby Isaac now back and forth. Our sailmaker pulls out a little bit, get a little loose off the exit there. Not even going to try to send it deep here into turn 1. Get that spot back. 82 is a bit of a pick. Might help get the job done. The 82 slowed up right in front of the 71. They might stay side by side here. They will. Nope, 48's going to clear real quick. 63 goes side by side. They stay clean, and 48 gets right back around him. Just because the 82 car had a little bit more of a conservative entry into turn 1, allowed that little whatever that was to just fizzle away. There's a lot of cars and a line back there. Makes me wonder if someone's holding somebody up, but I think it's just equal speed and then just corner entry and exit in some places. You got 2 teammates working together potentially. It kind of, unfortunately, hate to say it, kind of racing a little bit like a super speedway draft and whatnot. So keep that in mind for next year's 400. Potentially come out with something fresh. Top 3 have pulled away with this battle at the 48. Never mind, the 82 just missed the corner. That's going to allow the 48 to catch up. And these like top 6 have kind of pulled away. The 51 slowly kind of getting a bit closer. As the 21 of Birch Crown Jr. able to get around Crazy BGD, and German Chick 81 are going to try to follow suit and will do so successfully. They got 89 versus 97 now. 97 now entering a lot higher as the 05 decides to pit road, and that's going to allow the 97 to take a spot away from the 89. And we have our first pit stops of the day from the 05 on lap 25. I think it's a little bit early for the 05 to be coming into pit, but they may try to get a lap lead. That is a couple extra points, but for finishing wise, I don't know if that's going to be a good move. 2 points if for finishing 14th is a lot better than 2 points for finishing like 29th. So I don't know if I'd call that a great move, but we'll see. I don't think anyone joined him. Alone, he's on his own down here, looks like. Oh, that's not a good camera. That's a good camera, and that proves that there is literally no one on pit road. I think we'll see more drivers come in this time around. Yep, 05 is now out of pit road. He's going to stay on lead lap. 6 car now. Actually, I might have done my math wrong. It might be 7 cars in this little pull away. The 82 got a really poor run off the exit there. Let's allow that 48 to get a run potentially. Nope. Thinks better of it. It's going to do a little push in the corner instead. Well, I say push in the corner, but a different approach instead. Bet you we had more cars pit, but at this point I don't know if there's any way of proving that. Lap 26 now to both of the Dawn Patrol cars that were back there now in the top 10. The highest running Chevys, by the way, and they got Zion right behind that in 11th. Oh, bad run for those guys. And Brad Stover also trying to keep up. Behind that, we have the 61 Cazo. Ian Styles has definitely moved his way up the field. I don't know if he started anywhere near here, but he is 15th right now. No, he put on a clinic at Portland, and that's pretty much the story there for him. Part of me wonders if that pit stop for the 05 was scheduled, but I think it was. So seeing these guys are able to make it on gas, I think he will make it to the end. Question is that clean air going to be the right strat? That's my only question. He's not. We're going to find out here if he's going to run a faster lap, because we know that last lap he was in the pits. If he's able to run a faster lap here by at least a 10th, I think this may be a decently good call. He's going to have to consistently run faster laps, but this has got to be better than his best lap, I think. It's not, so I think draft's going to be a thing, and we'll see how BGD is able to do with that. Long race, a lot can happen. He might go a lap down here as well. These two have been battling out quite a bit. That battle's going to get shifted to the highest running Ford in the field. Oh, 71 goes wide. Did not need that. He's going to lose a spot. Tried to gain a spot. Instead lost a spot and some time. 51 also went through grass a little bit there that last time by. So far as it stands, I think the 05 is the only car that is pitted. Yeah, that would stand to be true. I don't think he's on a great strat either. I think everyone will eventually have to pit, I think at least once. Pretty sure. If not, I'm slightly disappointed, but we've had some decent passes in the mid-pack, so not all bad. And the gap for the front has kind of just stayed the same past few laps. Not much has changed. Hey, he's running faster lap times. I think he just needs to get heat in those tires. Might start finding something. I don't know. I still think it's going to depend on if these other guys pit. Big catch up there. I think I could have brought the AI aggressive maybe up to a couple ticks. Might have made it a bit more interesting. Also made it a bit more Ricky. I don't want it too Ricky. Ricky sucky. Ricky bad. I don't like a ladder X. I know we've had that the past couple seasons, or the past few races at this track. Yeah, that's field. Kinda bunched together, kinda not. Bird's not having a good day. So far, no more pit stops. I do wonder about that, be fair. Kind of be mad at myself if I didn't turn on pit stops. 48 starting to lag back a little bit from these dodges. Some Dan taking notice. Oh, and the 48 has a blown engine. Oh, tragic for the 48. They were running so well and blows an engine right now. That's rough. If they can get it stopped, no one hits them. I probably won't throw the yellow, but that is tragic. Running up front amongst the dodges and unfortunately blows an engine. That's rough. Speaking of engine blows, it looks like we do have some more pit strategy. The 61 of Cazo has came to pit road. Again, another just one car entry though. See if they're able to stay on the lead lap. They weren't as high up. As it looks like we might have some more entries into pit road. And yep, pit stops are commencing. It looks like I did see someone stay out. Might have been the 71. And it was the 63 and the 71. So some Dan may have stole the lap. I think he did. So it gets an extra couple points just for staying out an extra lap. And that makes me think now, where's that 50? Where's that 05? How are they holding up? Where's this going to put them? Is draft going to be more important than clean racetrack? Going to be the big question. As for the lead cars on pit road, here they are. Who's going to beat out? I think it's going to be the 20, but there's a chance it could be someone else. The 20 has the easiest way out of pit road. 82 does not. Remember that 48 has a blown engine, so they're no longer really in contention for the race. There goes the 20. Good exit to pit road there. Where's the 05? Oh, the 05 had a beautiful strat. Holy cow. While pitting early, they are now up to third amongst this group. Beautiful strat. And not to mention, these guys still got their tires. They still got to warm up their tires. So he's going to be a bit quicker than these guys right now. 71's now on pit road with a 63. Got a crawling pitch speed of 35 miles an hour. Let's see if they have a good stop. It looks like the 63 is going to come out alright. We'll see where he comes out relative to the leaders. Just in front of them. Nice. Question is, will we get those tires heated up in soon enough for it to give him the lead potentially? Some Dan has not won a cup race. And now the 20 has not won a cup race since 2022. I think they won 2 of them last year, or in 2022. Not to mention, what was I going to say? Oh, they touch. Oh, they know. He knew he was going to be faster with them slightly warmer tires. Now he's going to try to give him a challenge here, potentially. Nope, 20's going to outbrake him. But still a gallant effort to just get some track position. You see the 28 got mired up a little bit. He lost some spots. The 26 of Gar Salameter paid dividend in this. Got a good result, but all things considered, the 20 car was still able to be the successful drive out of this. Now keep in mind, 63 has a lap fresher tires now. Once he gets those tires heated up, that's when things could get dangerous. This let's see where this put Yoiko. They know they lost a little bit of time. They put it with the main pack, lost some time. The 82 also lost a bit of time as well. I don't think anyone waited to the last minute. What you see here is what you see. So, yep, everyone's pitted, and everything's going smooth. Now, how much did that separate the field? Decent bit. What happened to the 5? Looks like they may have had an issue or something. They were not quite up to pace. It looks like a little spin happened here with the 07. Ooh, hard hitting. That might be Jonah Burridge's race. This was a few laps ago. Went in 3 wide. He was 30th. Got into Sammy in the box, hit the wall, got into Sammy, and slid up the track. Unfortunately, hit the wall. Doesn't really tell me what happened to Sandy Messi though. No idea really. Actually, I'm curious now. Oh, they just went to pit road. They just had a really bad pit strategy, I guess. That or had to serve a penalty, one or the other. So, Jonah Burridge, unfortunately, that's his race probably, and Messi, I think, with either a penalty or something, is now mired in the back. Unfortunate turn of events for some of those guys. Yeah, we got a long race like this, kind of turns into a race of attrition real quick. And speaking of a race of attrition, it's now turned into a bit of a gap between a lot of these cars. Dodge123, but crazy BGD with an insane strategy to pit pretty early. Just put himself in 4th. Granted, he was kind of floating around 7th, 6th, just outside the top 5 when he put that strategy in. I think that gave him enough track position for this to matter, honestly. Granted, his tires are going to get a lot more worn out than these guys. He's got about 10 laps older tires. Well, I say about 10, about more about 7-ish lap older tires. I think he's going to be able to defend enough to get at least a little bit of solace out of that strategy call. And if not, he tried something, and I think he's still going to get a top 10 nonetheless. Granted, I think the decent winner out of this is Sumdan. He led a lap, pitted a lap later, and now he's 2nd. So, and with fresher tires, so I think Sumdan really just had the best strat out of that. Pitting a little later, I have to get bunched up by the field. He is all over 3rd and Elixir right now. I don't know. Like I said, passing is, especially for the lead, has been pretty non-existent this entire race. So we'll see what happens here. I think that 63 has fresher tires, therefore making him faster. As we're not too far away from 10 laps to go. Granted, he's only a lap fresher tires. A lap may or may not make a big difference. But he ran his fastest lap of the race last time by as well, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. And he wasn't much slower this time. I don't know if that does. Yeah, that was his fastest lap of the race. The fastest lap of the race. He set a little bit back, and that's a good 300ths faster than Skylar Taylor's fastest lap. Most of these fastest laps got set right after those pit stops. Makes me wonder if he can potentially challenge 3rd Alexa here. And it looks like Garcellmeter has slid off a little bit there. Still in the race, but lost quite a bit of time to Crazy BGD. Check our standings again real quick, make sure nothing else abysmal has happened. Now everything's still where it's supposed to be. Oh, here he goes. 63 of Someday. I'm going to try the top line around this 20 car. Oh, he's going to die. He's going to try to outbrake him. 20 is going to try to go low. 88 goes high on the 63. Oh! And Sumdan on merit is going to be able to get around that 20 car. Nice move. Pitting a lap later. Now Jessica going to try to get second here. And 10 to go too, and it looks like that will be successful. So it took till about 11 laps to go, and we finally see like a legit change for the lead. Now, Third License Gaming has not won in a hot minute. This is Sumdan's first full-time rookie season. He's trying to get his first win. Jessica could have something here, potentially, but nothing's proving to me that they're like a lot faster. But this 63 car, I think, is the fastest car in the field now. They needed that track position. Granted, it's hard to pass here, but they made it work nonetheless. 50 laps. They made sure to use 40 of it to take the lead. Now, granted, there's still 10 laps to go. A little bit can happen, but this definitely did something interesting. They're pulling away from that 88 car. So first career winner potentially today. BGD still holding up in fourth. Looks like the 71's caught up a bit. Remember, he's got those fresher tires as well. Just not quite that track position. I don't think he can get a lot in 10 laps. I think he potentially could get a top 5 here with that lap fresher tires. I know it's only a lap, but it could make just enough dividend with how equal the field is. We'll keep an eye on him for the decent part. 82's dropped 7th. Yorko's still holding strong in 8th. And then 9th is Roberto. And Zion has actually gotten around Drummer Chick 81 for 10th. Actually, I wonder, where did Drummer Chick 81 go? She must have had a bad pit stop because she was running 10th there for a bit. I got Kazo in 11th now. Drummer Chick fell back quite a bit. So did Dripsy. They were both running around that area. Must have had a bad pit stop or something. Not saying that top 10's quite locked in for Zion either. Granted, he's got a decent gap. He's trying to keep a decent top 10 streak going. I respect it. I believe it's their home track too. That's nice. So far, the front has not changed much. However, that 71 start to get lurk on that 26 of Gar Salamander. Trying to get their first top 5 of the season. They've had speed all year. They've had everything go wrong. And finally, I think this is going to be it. They've had no issues. They've had a great race. I think had a really good strategy call. They knew they weren't as fast as Jessica. They decided to join the bandwagon with Sumdan, who I think penultimately probably going to win this race. And they're like, all right, we're not as fast. Oh, slides off the track. That's gonna put a dent in his run. And there goes the commentator curse. But they were saying, might as well have fresher tires. Only a lap fresher. That way we have a little bit of something towards the end. Just in case we can go into fight mode. And they were about that position when they came into pit road anyway. But I still think they have enough what it takes to get around that 26. despite that little slip up there. Oh, that's a pace car. Dean Styles running well right now. Sean Ard's up to 22nd. He was like back there in 30 something for the time being, but he's good at making these races go his way. Where is the 6? We know the 6 is not having a good race because he wrecked his teammate. He is now behind the points leader, so the points lead will grow after this race, potentially making Sean Ard looking more and more prime to potentially win the championship for this season. And Jeff Jordan? He wasn't one of those cars at DNF, did he? No. He has gained some spots, not a lot, but some spots. He was running 41st first half of this race. He's gained about 9 spots since then. Just picking off what he can. I just don't think he's got a good race going. And then the last of the Dawn Patrol cars, Dark X-Ray, and he's not running well either. Bird finally got around him. Bird's had a rough race. Just a lot of guys just you'd expect to see doing at least a little bit better, not quite having the pace. And then that kind of gives dividend to guys that usually do not so well, but they aren't improving a lot. Gonna Burge out of the race. Crazy BGD. I think this has been the right call for Crazy. I know I've said it a couple times already, but he's got enough track position for it to matter. I think he's just got better speed in that car than the 26 does overall. So I think this was just an overall good move for that 05 machine. You just go ahead and pit earlier than everyone else and see what they can do. I think Bobby's tire advantage may have worn off when he skid through the bus stop. Granted, he might have another shot. Might. We got 5 laps to do it. But we will see for sure. 63, kind of still pulling away. The 88's trying to keep up. The 88 car. 20 cars also is trying to keep up. You got a feel for the guy. Won the championship, didn't win a single race last season because correct point system, got rid of that. Now running P3, led the most laps by a long shot. Well, I say by a long shot, but I'm pretty sure he led the most laps of the race. Is going to finish 3rd, so confident boost, but you got to think about that win. Defending champion, definitely in a championship hangover from a season they didn't really have a good season of last season anyway. Consistency-wise, they were there, but they didn't really have any winning speed really all last season, except for a couple races. And now, with this, they finally have potentially the winning speed, but at the end of the race, the faster cars make themselves prevalent. And they say the fastest car doesn't always win the race. Well, sometimes the fastest car does win the race. Fastest lap is your leader right now. And that lap has almost been matched by that 71 car. We're talking about them. The cars that pitted in that area have so far shown to gain the advantage. Now, like 05 actually has faded a little bit now. It might lose a couple spots and relegate them to 6th. We will see what happens. We got 3 laps to go coming to the line. This 3-car battle here is really just going to be the battle of pit strategy. 3 different pit strategies here. You have the undercut strategy from the 05, the overcut from the 71, and then the pit where everyone else strategy with Garth Salamander. And right now, the pit before everyone else strategy is winning, but specifically for the 05. Now, the overcut strategy for the 63 obviously worked tremendously, but these guys right here battling it out pretty good. Oh, and the 71 has blown the engine. Oh, tragic. I have jinxed him again. Oh my gosh. If I had a nickel for every time I was talking about a car in this race, if I had a nickel for every time I was talking about a car in this race and how well they were doing, and they blow up, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's dang sad that it happened twice. Oh, this is tragic. Oh, the pain, the suffering. Oh, that's gotta hurt, man. Looking for your first top 5 of the season, and it goes under smoke. Oh, that's rough. I better keep my mouth shut next time I talk about him. Alright. Well, I guess, overcorrect strategy is, well, it's out the window. However, that does bring a new top 5 player into the field. I think that a new driver in the top 5, and I think that's Kazo in 10th now. So that's sad for the 71, but good for the 61, I guess. Man, that is tragic, man. They have had zero. Being a Bobby Isaac fan does not pay this season. A K&K Racing fan, if you're a K&K Racing fan, I feel bad for you. They've had so much speed this season and zero luck. And that right there was just an example of their whole season so far. Finally running well, had a good car, both the cars running had top 5 speed all race just for Bobby to blow an engine. Just when he was looking like he might make a pass too. Oh, that's rough. These guys have caught up a little bit. That little tire advantage 63 had. I imagine they used up their tires a little bit more than everyone else. Hold on, 71? Oh no, they call it a race. But white flag is now in the air for Sumdan, and we're gonna get a Dodge 1, 2, 3. Now we almost got a Dodge 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is it on fastest lap again? Gosh dang, nah. It's been so long since I did a race, I can't remember how to use these tickers. Well, the 05 has spoiled the part instead of the 26. The 82 fell back, 71 balloon engine. There's your answer. But a Dodge 1, 2, 3, 3 different teams, 1 manufacturer. Rochier Rare E Racing definitely has shown to be an interesting prospect. They've gotten some wins here and there, and when they're strong, they're strong. When they're weak, you'll know it. And Sumdan comes off a turn, whatever that turn crap name is, for the final time, and Sumdan is a winner in the Cars Lane Cup Series. Might have a battle there for 5th on the final corner. Does not stick though. The 05 will able to stay 4th. I also want to see where Zine is. Out of curiosity. Yep, P9. Not bad. Well, that was a race and a half. There's a pace car. Go to pit lane 1. Well, I usually don't upload much. I'm not going to say much either. Sure to, well, if you want to like, subscribe, you can. I don't really care if you do or not. Be real with you. It's kind of the secondary channel, but subscribe to Zak103tv. I do want that channel you subscribe to. I do redneck videos and live streams every Wednesday night now, so we ball with that. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to Sumdan on the win, and I'll probably update points whenever I feel like it.